Liam had always loved the mountains. Hiking was not just a hobby for him. It was a way to escape the noise of the town and feel free. That morning, the sun rose slowly, painting the sky in pale gold and soft pink. The air smelled fresh with a hint of damp earth from last night's rain. A gentle breeze moved through the pine trees, carrying the soft rustle of their needles. Liam adjusted his backpack and smiled. Being alone in nature made him feel calm and alive. The earthquake had happened just the night before. It had been small, barely enough to shake the walls, but enough to crack the soil around his yard. His house had survived, but the ground outside had changed. Cracks ran across the garden, and small rocks lay scattered where they had never been before. Liam had walked through the yard this morning, curious to see the damage. Near the old oak tree, he noticed something unusual. The soil had sunken slightly in a small patch, forming a shallow depression. It looked strange, as if the earth itself was hiding something. Liam bent down to inspect it. His fingers brushed against a cold metal handle, buried just beneath the surface. He froze for a moment, unsure if he had imagined it. But when he touched it again, it was real. The handle was old, rusty in some parts, but solid. Liam's heart started to beat faster. He had never seen anything like this in his yard before. He ran to the shed and grabbed his shovel. The morning sunlight warmed his back as he returned to the strange spot. He started digging carefully, trying not to damage anything. Dirt fell in soft clumps as he worked. After several minutes, a rectangular metal hatch emerged from the ground. It was heavy and made of thick steel. A faded label was barely visible on it. Liam could not read the words, but it looked important. This was not a normal storage box. It looked like a proper underground door. Liam felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. Who would build a hidden bunker under a normal yard? He knelt and pushed the hatch. It moved slowly with a deep groan. Dust rose into the air and Liam coughed. The door opened to darkness. He reached for his flashlight, switching it on. The beam cut through the blackness, revealing a concrete staircase that led down. The walls were smooth and cold to the touch. A chill came from below, making Liam shiver. He stepped cautiously onto the stairs. Each step creaked slightly, echoing in the empty space. At the bottom, he found himself in a large room. It was surprisingly clean for something that had been buried under the ground for 50 years. Metal cabinets lined the walls, and shelves were filled with boxes, jars, and old equipment. Dust covered everything, but it did not hide the sense of careful organization. Someone had built this place with planning and care. Liam walked slowly, examining the shelves. On one table, he found a journal. Its cover was worn, and the pages smelled faintly of old paper. He opened it carefully. The first entry was dated 50 years ago. The handwriting was neat and precise, telling the story of a family who had built the bunker. They had chosen this place in secret, far from the town, hoping to survive any disaster that might come. The journal explained that the bunker had food, water, tools, and even experiments the family had worked on in private. Liam felt his heartbeat quicken. This was more than a hidden cellar. It was a secret world built underground. He moved to another corner of the room. There were machines and equipment that looked advanced for the time. A small radio sat on a table, dusty but intact. He pressed a button, and it crackled with faint sound as if trying to wake up after decades of silence. On the walls, diagrams and charts were drawn in faded ink. They showed inventions, plans for survival, and instructions for machines. Liam realized that the family who had built this place had thought carefully about every detail. They had planned for emergencies, for disaster, and perhaps even for the future. The bunker was not just storage. It was a laboratory, a workshop, and a hidden home. He moved further into the bunker. A steel door at the far end of the main room caught his attention. It was larger and stronger than the others. The lock was old but seemed functional. Liam felt a rush of excitement. The journal had hinted at secret areas, and this must be one of them. He knelt and brushed away dust from the lock. With a careful push, it clicked open. The door groaned as it swung wide, revealing another room. Inside, Liam saw a shape covered with a white sheet. It was large, almost filling the space. He held his breath as he stepped closer. Carefully, he lifted the sheet. Beneath it was a car, perfectly preserved. Liam could hardly believe it. The leather seats were intact. The tires seemed new, and the design was unlike any modern vehicle. It was a masterpiece of engineering, kept safe and hidden for decades. The car's shine reflected the beam of Liam's flashlight. He circled it slowly, marveling at the detail. How had it survived underground for 50 years without rusting or decaying? The family's journal did not mention a car, but now it made sense. They had built the bunker not only to survive, but also to protect valuable items. Liam realized this was a treasure from the past waiting to be discovered. He stepped back and looked around the room. Other shelves held jars of powders, tools, and boxes of documents. There were supplies for living underground, but also strange objects that hinted at inventions and experiments. Every item seemed to tell a story of careful preparation, secrecy, and intelligence. Liam felt awe and curiosity. He wanted to explore everything, but he also knew he needed to be careful. The earthquake had left cracks in the ceiling and walls. One wrong step could be dangerous. Liam took a deep breath and continued exploring. The bunker had multiple rooms, each with its own purpose. There was a small kitchen with old utensils, a storage room with canned food, and a workspace filled with notes, maps, and tools. The family had thought of every detail. Liam was amazed at their foresight and skill. 50 years underground, and this place had survived almost untouched. In one corner, Liam found a small safe. He tried the dial, but it was locked tightly. He made a mental note to come back with tools to open it. Perhaps it held even more secrets. His mind raced with possibilities. He could hardly imagine the story behind this bunker and the people who had built it. Who were they? And why had they chosen to hide here? Liam knew that uncovering these answers would be a journey unlike anything he had experienced before. Finally, he returned to the car. He ran his fingers along the smooth surface, amazed at how it had survived the years. The headlights were clear and the dashboard still shone. Liam realized that this car was the centerpiece of the bunker, carefully protected for decades. He wondered who it had belonged to and why it had been so important. The journal mentioned inventions, but this was beyond anything described in the pages. Liam stepped back, taking in the full room. The bunker was a hidden world beneath his yard, and he had only just begun to uncover it. He knew that sharing this discovery would shock everyone. Friends, neighbors, and even the town authorities would be amazed. But more than that, he felt a personal connection to this secret history. He had stumbled upon a story of courage, preparation, and mystery, all hidden underground. As he left the room and ascended the stairs to the yard, Liam felt a mix of excitement and wonder. The sun had climbed higher in the sky and the world outside seemed normal. Yet beneath his feet, a secret world waited, full of surprises and stories that had been hidden for 50 years. Liam knew that his life was about to change in ways he could not yet imagine. The journey of discovery had only just begun, and he was ready to uncover every secret the bunker held. Liam could hardly stop staring at the car. Its smooth lines and shining surface made it look like it had just rolled off a showroom floor, not been buried underground for 50 years. He ran his hands over the leather seats, feeling the craftsmanship. The dashboard was intact, with dials and buttons he had never seen before. This was not an ordinary car. It was special. Liam's curiosity pushed him to explore every detail. He opened the driver's side door carefully. It swung smoothly without any stiffness. Inside, the steering wheel gleamed and the floor mats were clean. Liam noticed a small compartment near the dashboard. He pressed a hidden latch and it opened to reveal a set of old documents. The papers were yellowed with age but preserved perfectly. He picked them up and began reading. The documents contained handwritten notes, blueprints, and diagrams. They described advanced technology and mechanisms, many of which Liam could barely understand. Some were related to the car, explaining how it was powered, maintained, and even protected underground. The notes suggested that the car could survive for decades without use and could operate under extreme conditions. Liam felt a shiver of excitement. He had discovered something remarkable, far beyond ordinary history or machines. He closed the compartment and walked around the car. On the passenger side, there was a small briefcase tucked under the seat. Liam opened it carefully. Inside were more papers, some tools, and a set of keys. The keys looked old but well made. Liam wondered if one of them would start the car. He glanced at the journal he had found earlier. Perhaps the family who built the bunker had intended this car as a gift or a tool for future generations. Liam decided to examine the rest of the bunker before attempting to start the car. He wanted to understand more about the family and the purpose of this place. He walked to the side room, which contained shelves filled with jars and boxes. Some jars had powders and dried plants carefully labeled. The boxes contained tools, small machines, and handwritten notes about experiments. Liam realized the family had been inventors, scientists, and survivalists all at once. In the corner of the room there was a workbench. On it lay a small device covered with cloth. Liam pulled the cloth away and found a mechanical gadget he could not identify. It had wheels, gears, and a strange glowing light. The journal mentioned energy experiments and protection devices. Liam felt a sense of wonder and amazement. This family had created something ahead of its time. He could not wait to discover more. After examining the workbench, Liam returned to the main room. The bunker had several locked cabinets. Using the keys from the briefcase, he opened one of them. Inside, he found more blueprints, old photographs, and a diary. The photograph showed a family of 4, smiling and posing in front of the mountains. The diary belonged to the father, who had written about building the bunker in secret. He described the challenges, the careful planning, and the hope that the place would survive for decades. Liam sat down on a nearby chair, holding the diary. He read about the father's dreams for the family and their desire to protect something important. There were mentions of the car and other inventions. The diary revealed that the bunker was built not only as a shelter, but as a secret repository for valuable items and knowledge. Liam's excitement grew. He was standing in a place that had preserved history, technology, and secrets for 50 years. He thought about the car again. Could it actually work after all this time? The keys looked like they might fit, but he hesitated. He did not want to damage anything. Instead, he decided to explore the deepest part of the bunker first. According to the diary, the most important area was a hidden chamber beyond the steel door at the far end. Liam had already unlocked the door, but he had not fully examined what lay beyond. He walked carefully toward the chamber. The air grew cooler as he approached. The walls were lined with shelves and cabinets filled with mysterious items. There were tools, instruments, and containers of unknown materials. Liam felt a mixture of fear and curiosity. What if something was dangerous? The journal had not mentioned any threats, but he could not be sure. He proceeded slowly, examining every object. In one corner of the chamber, Liam found a large metal crate. It was locked with a simple mechanism. Using one of the keys from the briefcase, he opened it. Inside were small mechanical parts, old electronic devices, and a notebook. The notebook contained calculations and instructions for building a small generator. Liam realized that the family had not only built a safe place, but had also prepared for self-sufficiency. They had planned to generate electricity, purify water, and maintain the car underground. Liam spent hours exploring the bunker. Every corner held something new. He discovered old lanterns, spare clothes, medical supplies, and even canned food preserved perfectly. The family had thought of everything. They had hidden their secrets well, ensuring that whoever found the bunker would understand their careful planning. Liam felt respect and admiration for the people who had built it. Finally, Liam returned to the car. He could not resist the temptation any longer. He inserted one of the keys into the ignition. There was a soft click followed by a quiet hum. Lights on the dashboard flickered briefly, then glowed steadily. Liam's heart raced. The car was alive. He tested the buttons and switches. Everything seemed to respond. It was incredible that after 50 years underground, the vehicle could function. He decided to move the car within the bunker to make more space. The wheels turned smoothly, and the car glided over the concrete floor without any trouble. Liam was amazed. This was not only a historical discovery, but a functioning piece of technology. He wondered how the family had managed to preserve it so perfectly. The notes in the briefcase suggested careful maintenance and perhaps special materials used in its construction. As he examined the interior, Liam found a small compartment with a sealed envelope. Inside were instructions written 50 years ago. They described how to operate the car safely and how it was connected to the bunker's systems. Liam followed the instructions carefully. He learned that the car could even help generate power for the bunker if needed. It was not just transportation, it was part of the entire design of the secret underground world. The thought amazed him. The family had created something extraordinary, blending technology, survival planning, and intelligence. Liam realized that the discovery of this bunker and the car was only the beginning. There were still mysteries to uncover. Who were these people? Why had they chosen this location? What else had they hidden? Suddenly, Liam heard a faint sound from the upper part of the bunker. It was the earth settling after the earthquake. Small bits of dust fell from the ceiling. He froze, listening carefully. The bunker had survived 50 years underground, but now it was reacting to his presence. Liam reminded himself to be cautious. The discovery was amazing, but safety was important. He decided to take notes of everything he had found so far. The journal, the car, the machines, and the documents were invaluable. Liam wanted to make sure that the history of the family who built the bunker was preserved. They had left behind a treasure trove of knowledge, and he felt honored to have found it. As he organized the papers and examined the blueprints, Liam felt a growing sense of responsibility. This was not just a secret. It was a story that could inspire others. He imagined showing the car, the bunker, and the documents to experts, historians, and the town. The discovery could change the way people thought about history, technology, and survival. By the time evening approached, Liam had explored most of the main rooms of the bunker. The sun had started to dip behind the mountains, casting long shadows across his yard. He knew he would return tomorrow to continue his exploration. There were still hidden cabinets, locked boxes, and mysterious devices waiting to be discovered. Liam took one last look at the car. It seemed to glow softly in the light of his flashlight. He closed the hatch above and made sure everything was in order. The bunker was a secret world beneath his yard, full of stories, inventions, and surprises. Liam felt a deep connection to the people who had built it. Their careful planning and foresight had preserved this hidden treasure, and now it was his turn to uncover it. As he stepped out into the evening air, Liam felt a mixture of excitement and determination. He knew that what he had found was only the beginning. The bunker, the car, and the secrets within promised a journey of discovery unlike anything he had experienced. He looked at the yard, now calm after the earthquake, and realized that life would never be the same again. The story of the hidden bunker had just begun. The next morning, Liam woke early. The sunlight streamed through his bedroom window, but his mind was already in the bunker beneath his yard. He could not stop thinking about the car, the journal, and all the secrets he had begun to uncover. Breakfast was quick, as he felt a strong need to return and continue exploring. Today, he decided to focus on the smaller rooms he had not fully examined. He grabbed a flashlight, the journal, and the briefcase with the car's documents. Walking through the garden, he felt the ground crunch softly under his feet. The cracks from the earthquake had settled slightly, but the earth still seemed unsettled. Liam approached the metal hatch, took a deep breath, and opened it. The cool, musty air of the bunker greeted him. He stepped carefully down the stairs, his flashlight cutting through the darkness. The first room he entered was a small workshop. It smelled faintly of oil and metal. The workbench was covered with tiny mechanical parts, tools, and notebooks. Liam examined the gadgets closely. Some were simple, like wrenches and screwdrivers, but others were intricate. One device looked like a small compass, but it had wires and buttons. The journal mentioned experiments with energy and small inventions, and Liam realized that the family had used this room to test ideas. He picked up one of the notebooks. Its pages were filled with detailed sketches of machines and handwritten calculations. The diagrams were advanced, far beyond what he expected from 50 years ago. Liam tried to imagine how someone had built such devices in secret. The more he read, the more he understood that the family had been ahead of their time. They had combined knowledge of mechanics, electricity, and survival in ways that amazed him. Moving further into the workshop, Liam found a hidden panel under the floorboards. He pressed lightly, and the panel slid open to reveal a narrow staircase leading downward. His heart raced. According to the journal, the bunker had secret chambers designed for sensitive experiments and valuable storage. Liam knew that this hidden space could hold the most important secrets. He paused for a moment, feeling both excitement and caution, then climbed down carefully. At the bottom, he found a small chamber. The walls were lined with metal shelves, and jars filled with powders, liquids, and tiny mechanical parts were carefully arranged. Some of the jars had labels written in neat handwriting, describing chemical compounds and mixtures. Liam recognized some of them as simple household chemicals, but others were completely unfamiliar. The air smelled faintly of metal and old wood. He realized the family had stored experiments here that required safety and secrecy. On a table in the center of the room, there was a small locked box. Liam examined it closely. The box had intricate carvings and a combination lock. He looked through his briefcase and found a key labeled Experiment Room. It fit perfectly. Inside, he found small devices connected to wires, tiny gears and notes explaining how the gadgets worked. One of the devices seemed to generate small pulses of energy, lighting a tiny bulb. Liam realized that the family had not only built machines but had experimented with energy systems that could last decades underground. He spent hours studying the chamber. Every shelf revealed new ideas and inventions. There were notebooks describing ways to filter water, preserve food, and build mechanical tools. The family had thought about every possible challenge of living underground for a long time. Liam felt awe. Their preparation, intelligence, and dedication had created a hidden world of knowledge. The bunker was more than a shelter. It was a museum of ingenuity. After exploring the chamber, Liam returned to the main room. He could not stop thinking about the car and the possibilities it held. He walked around it again, examining the details. The dashboard had switches he had not yet tried, and the blueprint suggested the car could even power some systems in the bunker if needed. Liam wondered if the family had intended it for emergencies, or if it was simply a prized possession meant to be preserved for the future. He decided to explore one of the locked cabinets he had not opened before. Using the keys, he carefully unlocked it. Inside were stacks of old letters, maps, and photographs. The maps showed the mountains and forests surrounding the area, with notes about safe routes, hidden streams, and landmarks. The letters revealed the family's life outside the bunker, describing moments of joy, planning, and concern for the future. Liam realized that this discovery was not only about machines and survival, but about human stories. Among the letters, Liam found one addressed to Future Finder. It was carefully written, explaining the purpose of the bunker and the importance of preserving its contents. The letter described the family's hopes that someone would discover the bunker and understand their work. Liam felt a deep connection to the people who had built this hidden world. Their vision, care, and wisdom were remarkable. He returned to the car once more. The instructions in the briefcase suggested that the car could start without fuel for short distances. Liam followed the steps carefully. The engine purred softly, and the lights on the dashboard glowed brightly. He could not believe it. The car was alive and it worked perfectly. Liam felt a thrill of excitement. He moved the car slightly, testing its wheels. It glided smoothly, responding to every touch. The family had built a true masterpiece. Liam remembered the hidden compartment in the car. He opened it and found a small box containing more documents. They described the car's features, how it was maintained, and its connection to the bunker's systems. According to the notes, the car could help generate power, move supplies, and even communicate with devices in the bunker. Liam felt amazed. This was not just a car. It was a key part of the entire hidden world underground. As he explored, Liam noticed another door at the far end of the room. It was smaller than the main steel door, but it had an air of importance. He approached it carefully and pushed it open. Inside was a narrow hallway leading to another chamber. The walls were lined with shelves and cabinets filled with small machines, books, and jars. Some of the jars contained colored powders. Others contained liquids with labels written in old ink. Liam realized that this chamber held experiments the family had considered too important to leave in the main room. In the center of the chamber, there was a work table covered with blueprints. The diagrams described energy systems, tools, and ways to preserve life underground. Liam studied them carefully. The family had planned not only for survival, but also for innovation. They had imagined ways to improve life, solve problems, and create solutions long after they were gone. Liam felt a mixture of admiration and excitement. The knowledge here was priceless. He explored the shelves systematically. Each jar, box, and notebook held information about survival, technology, or the family's plans. Liam felt as though he was stepping into the mind of someone brilliant. The level of detail, planning, and care was extraordinary. The family had thought of everything, from simple tools to advanced energy systems. Liam realized that he had uncovered a hidden treasure of knowledge and history. Hours passed quickly. Liam's mind was full of ideas, questions, and excitement. He had barely scratched the surface of what the bunker contained. There were still locked boxes, hidden compartments, and documents waiting to be discovered. He decided to rest for a moment, sitting on a chair near the car. The engine's gentle hum and the soft glow of the dashboard lights created a peaceful atmosphere. Liam felt a deep connection to the family who had built this underground world. As he rested, he thought about what he would do next. The journal, blueprints, and letters suggested that the most important discoveries were still hidden. Liam knew that he had to explore carefully, preserving the bunker's secrets while uncovering their story. He felt a sense of responsibility and excitement. This was a journey of discovery that could change his life forever. Finally, Liam stood up and decided to examine the remaining cabinets and compartments in the main room. Each one might hold another piece of the puzzle, another story, or another invention. The bunker was full of surprises, and Liam was ready to find them. He felt a strong sense of purpose. This was not just a hidden space beneath his yard. It was a world of knowledge, history, and ingenuity, waiting to be discovered and understood. By the time Liam ascended the stairs and emerged into the yard, the sun was beginning to set. The light painted the garden in soft orange and gold. He closed the hatch carefully, knowing that tomorrow he would return to explore deeper. The bunker had already revealed so much, yet Liam knew that even greater secrets were still hidden within its walls. His life had changed completely, and he was eager to continue the adventure. The next day, Liam returned to the bunker with renewed determination. The air was crisp, and the sunlight sparkled on the garden as he approached the metal hatch. The earthquake from weeks ago had left the ground cracked, but Liam felt confident now. He opened the hatch carefully and descended the stairs, carrying a small backpack with supplies, the journal, and his flashlight. His heart raced with excitement, knowing that there were still secrets hidden deep within the underground rooms. He began by examining the locked cabinets he had not yet opened. Each one seemed to hold a piece of the family's story. In the first cabinet, Liam found a collection of mechanical tools that were unfamiliar to him. They were small, precise, and beautifully made. Some appeared to be measuring instruments, while others seemed like parts for a larger machine. The journal had hinted at inventions, but seeing the tools in person made Liam realize how skilled the family had been. Next, he opened a cabinet filled with small jars containing powders of different colors. Some were bright, some muted, and each jar had a careful label in faded handwriting. Liam read the labels and realized that the family had studied chemical reactions and preservation techniques. There were notes about combining certain powders to create energy sources or protect materials from decay. He marveled at how thorough their preparation had been. The family had thought of everything, from survival supplies to scientific experiments. Liam moved to the back of the main room, where he had noticed a door that led to a narrow corridor. He had not explored this path yet. The corridor was lined with shelves, many filled with books and notebooks. Liam ran his fingers along the spines, noting that even the oldest books were carefully preserved. He opened a notebook and found detailed notes about inventions and discoveries. The handwriting was precise and diagrams covered the pages. Each page seemed to reveal a new layer of knowledge. At the end of the corridor, Liam discovered another heavy steel door. Unlike the others, this one had no lock. He pushed it open and found a room that took his breath away. The space was larger than any other room in the bunker. In the center stood a large machine covered with a protective sheet. Liam approached carefully and pulled the cloth away. Beneath it was a device that looked like a combination of a generator and a computer. Its design was advanced even by today's standards. Liam's eyes widened. The journal had mentioned experiments with energy, but this machine seemed far beyond anything he had imagined. Cables ran along the floor and connected to other devices in the room. Small lights flickered on panels, and screens displayed numbers and symbols that Liam did not fully understand. According to the family's notes, this machine had been designed to create energy, store it, and power the bunker's systems, including the car. Liam felt a thrill. The family had truly been ahead of their time. He explored the room further. There were additional machines on the shelves, each labeled with diagrams and instructions. Some devices appeared to be communication tools, others were measuring instruments, and a few were small mechanical inventions. Liam realized that the family had not only built a hidden shelter, but had also created a mini laboratory underground. Every invention seemed carefully planned and documented. The level of detail was remarkable. In the corner of the room, Liam noticed a small safe partially hidden behind a cabinet. He knelt and examined it. Using a key from the briefcase, he unlocked it carefully. Inside, he found a collection of documents sealed in plastic to preserve them. The papers contained blueprints for advanced machines, instructions for using chemicals safely, and plans for preserving technology underground. Liam felt amazed. The family had intended for someone to discover this knowledge, and now he had. Liam spent hours in this room, studying every detail. He took careful notes, photographs, and made sketches of the machines. Each discovery felt like uncovering a hidden treasure. He realized that the family had designed the bunker not only for safety, but for learning, innovation, and preservation of knowledge. Every object had a purpose, and every plan was carefully thought out. The deeper he explored, the more he appreciated the intelligence and foresight of the people who had built this place. Finally, Liam returned to the car. He had been curious about its features since the first day he discovered it. Using the instructions in the briefcase, he tested several switches and controls. The car responded flawlessly. Its engine purred softly and the lights glowed steadily. Liam realized that the vehicle was fully functional and could even help power other devices in the bunker if needed. The family had connected it cleverly to the energy systems, ensuring that everything worked together. While examining the car, Liam noticed another hidden compartment under the passenger seat. He opened it and found a small sealed envelope. Inside were detailed instructions for maintaining the car and using it in emergencies. The instructions also included notes about secret compartments in the bunker and how to operate them safely. Liam realized that the family had thought of every possibility, from disasters to long-term survival. Their preparation was extraordinary. After organizing the documents and machines, Liam turned his attention to the remaining cabinets. One contained a collection of personal items, including photographs, letters, and small trinkets. The photographs showed the family in the mountains, smiling and enjoying their time together. The letters revealed hopes, plans, and messages to future generations. Liam felt a deep connection to these people he had never met. Their story was personal, full of care, intelligence, and love. In another cabinet, he found notebooks describing experiments in electricity and mechanics. Some pages contained mathematical formulas, others detailed step-by-step instructions for building devices. Liam realized that the family had created a complete educational system underground. Anyone who discovered the bunker could learn from their knowledge and continue their work. This realization filled Liam with awe. He had stumbled upon a hidden legacy of intelligence and creativity. Hours passed as Liam studied every corner of the bunker. The sun outside began to set, casting a warm glow into the yard. Liam closed the steel door of the main chamber and took a moment to rest. He thought about the family who had built this place, their dedication, and the hidden treasures they left behind. The bunker was more than a secret shelter. It was a world of knowledge, invention, and careful planning. Liam knew that discovering it had changed his life forever. Before leaving, he took one last look at the car. It seemed to shine even brighter under the bunker lights. The combination of ancient knowledge and preserved technology filled him with excitement. He carefully closed the car's compartments, ensuring everything was intact. Liam ascended the stairs to the yard, closing the hatch above him. The evening air was cool and the garden seemed calm, hiding the extraordinary world beneath. As he walked back to the house, Liam felt a sense of purpose. The bunker had revealed incredible secrets, but he knew there was still more to uncover. Tomorrow he planned to explore the last hidden rooms and document everything carefully. The family's story, their inventions, and the perfectly preserved car were only the beginning. Liam realized that this discovery was not just about history. It was about understanding, learning, and preserving a remarkable legacy. He looked at the mountains in the distance and felt grateful for the day's discoveries. The bunker had revealed secrets, inventions, and personal stories that had been hidden for 50 years. Liam knew that sharing the knowledge would amaze the world, but he also knew that he had to be patient and careful. The legacy beneath his yard was fragile, and he felt a responsibility to protect it. Liam returned to his house carrying the journal, the briefcase, and his notes. The evening passed quietly, but his mind was busy with plans for the next day. There were still hidden compartments, locked boxes, and devices waiting to be discovered. He felt both excitement and responsibility. The bunker was a treasure, a secret world, and a story waiting to be told. Liam knew that his adventure was far from over. That night he lay in bed thinking about the discoveries, the car, the machines, and the family's story. He realized that the knowledge he had found was priceless. The bunker was a combination of history, technology, and personal legacy. Tomorrow he would return to uncover the remaining mysteries and understand the full scope of what had been hidden underground for 50 years. The next morning, Liam woke early, eager to return to the bunker. The sunlight was soft and warm as he walked across his yard. The metal hatch waited silently beneath the old oak tree, guarding the secrets he had discovered over the past few days. Liam opened it carefully and descended the stairs, carrying his backpack, the journal, and his flashlight. His heart raced with excitement. Today he planned to explore the final hidden chambers and uncover the deepest secrets of the bunker. He began with the narrow hallway that led to the small chambers. Each room had been carefully preserved, with notes, machines, and jars neatly arranged. Liam moved slowly, examining every object. In one chamber, he discovered a set of small machines connected with wires. The diagrams in the journal suggested that these devices were designed to purify air and water, providing clean resources for long-term survival underground. Liam marveled at the family's ingenuity. Every detail was planned with care and precision. At the end of the hallway, Liam found another steel door. It was smaller than the main doors, but appeared important. He pressed the handle and it opened smoothly. Inside was a chamber he had not explored before. The walls were lined with cabinets and the floor held a collection of crates. Liam shined his flashlight across the room, revealing dozens of items that seemed carefully hidden. This chamber felt different, as if it held the most valuable secrets of the bunker. On a table in the center of the room, Liam noticed a large metal box. It was heavy and had a combination lock. He searched the briefcase and found a key labeled Master Chamber. It fit perfectly. Liam opened the box and gasped. Inside were documents, photographs, and notebooks that were even older than the journal he had found before. The papers contained detailed instructions about the car, the machines, and experiments the family had conducted over many years. This was the heart of the bunker's knowledge. Liam carefully examined the notebooks. The pages described how the family had built and maintained the car to survive underground. There were diagrams of hidden compartments in the vehicle, notes about energy systems, and plans for secret devices that could be activated if needed. The level of detail amazed Liam. The family had thought of every possible challenge and had prepared solutions for all of them. Their intelligence and foresight were extraordinary. Next, Liam explored the crates in the chamber. Some contained old tools, carefully preserved with oil and cloth to prevent rust. Others held jars of powders and chemicals labeled meticulously. A few crates contained mechanical devices and small gadgets, each explained in the notebooks. Liam realized that these items were part of experiments designed to improve life underground. The family had not only built a shelter but had created a small world of science and invention. He opened one crate and found a small device covered in cloth. Liam pulled it away and discovered a mechanical tool that could measure energy output and distribute it efficiently to the bunker's systems. According to the notes, this device was connected to the car and could be used to power lights, machines, and communication devices. Liam felt a rush of excitement. The car, the machines, and the bunker were all connected, forming a complete system. Liam examined the photographs in the metal box. They showed the family at work, constructing the bunker, testing devices, and documenting experiments. One photograph showed the car being lowered into the ground. Another showed the father and mother working together on a complex machine. The images brought the family's story to life, making Liam feel a strong connection to the people who had created this hidden world. While looking through the documents, Liam found a letter addressed to future discoverer. It explained the family's intentions. They had built the bunker to survive disasters, to preserve knowledge, and to leave behind a legacy for anyone who might find it. The letter expressed hope that the hidden world would inspire others and provide valuable knowledge. Liam felt honored. He had found more than machines and supplies. He had found a story, a history, and a treasure of human thought. After carefully organizing the documents, Liam turned his attention to the remaining cabinets. One contained old maps of the mountains and surrounding forests. They marked hidden routes, water sources, and safe places in case of danger. Another cabinet held letters from the family to each other, sharing thoughts, dreams, and plans. Liam realized that the bunker was both a laboratory and a diary, preserving not only inventions but also memories and emotions. Liam decided to return to the car. He wanted to understand how it worked in connection with the rest of the bunker. Following the instructions in the briefcase and the notebooks, he tested the switches and controls. The car responded immediately. Lights glowed, The engine hummed and small panels on the dashboard displayed readings from the bunker's systems. Liam realized that the car could provide power, monitor systems, and even communicate with other devices underground. It was not just transportation. It was part of the entire hidden world. He explored the hidden compartments in the car. One held a small notebook with additional instructions. Another contained tools and spare parts. Liam followed the instructions carefully, testing the connections. Everything worked perfectly. He could feel the intelligence and planning that had gone into every detail. The family had ensured that their creation would last even underground for decades. Liam felt a deep respect for their foresight and skill. After several hours, Liam paused to think. He had uncovered the car, the machines, the documents, and the experiments. He had seen photographs, letters, and maps. The family's story was complete in his mind, but he knew that the bunker might still have more surprises. He walked through each room slowly, checking cabinets, crates, and shelves. Each discovery added a new layer to the story of this hidden world. In the corner of the main chamber, Liam noticed a small hatch he had not opened before. It was covered with dust and hidden behind a cabinet. He knelt and brushed the dust away. The hatch was small but sturdy. He lifted it and found a ladder leading down to a lower chamber. Liam felt a surge of excitement. This must be the final secret of the bunker. He descended carefully, shining his flashlight. At the bottom, Liam found a small room filled with personal items. There were photographs, letters, and keepsakes. Among them was a box labeled Family Memories. Liam opened it and found items that told the personal story of the people who had built the bunker. There were drawings, toys, and small mementos. Liam realized that the family had not only built a world of machines and knowledge, but had also preserved their life, memories, and love. He read the letters carefully. They spoke of hope, dreams, and faith in the future. The family had faced challenges, built a secret world, and ensured that their story would survive. Liam felt a deep connection. He understood the care, intelligence, and love that had gone into the bunker. It was a treasure far beyond machines and inventions. It was the story of human determination and foresight. After exploring the chamber, Liam returned to the main level. He looked at the car one last time. It seemed to shine with a soft light under the bunker's lamps. The discovery of the car, the machines, and the hidden rooms had changed his life. He knew that the knowledge and history he had uncovered were priceless. The family had left behind a hidden world that combined survival, invention, and personal story. Liam climbed the stairs to the garden, closing the hatch above him. The sun was low in the sky, casting warm light over the yard. He felt a sense of accomplishment. The journey of discovery had been amazing, and he had learned more than he ever imagined. The bunker, the car, and the family's story had shown him a world of intelligence, planning, and care. He realized that this discovery was more than history. It was a lesson in human thought, creativity, and dedication. The hidden bunker had preserved a story for 50 years, and now Liam was the one to uncover it. He knew that sharing this discovery would shock and inspire people, but he also felt responsibility. The legacy he had found needed to be protected and understood. That evening, Liam sat in his garden, thinking about the adventure. He imagined the family working underground, building the bunker, designing the car, and preserving every detail. Their care, knowledge, and foresight had created a hidden treasure that had survived time and nature. Liam felt grateful and honored to have discovered it. He knew that life would never be the same. The bunker had revealed its final secrets. Liam had explored every room, unlocked every compartment, and studied every document. He had seen the car, the machines, the letters, the photographs, and the personal items. The family story was complete in his mind. It was a story of survival, invention, and human connection. Liam realized that he was now part of that story. As the stars appeared in the night sky, Liam reflected on the adventure. The hidden bunker beneath his yard had given him a journey of discovery that he would never forget. The car, the machines, and the personal treasures had shown him the brilliance of the family who had built it. Their story, preserved for 50 years, had finally been revealed. Liam smiled, knowing that he had uncovered a world of secrets, knowledge, and inspiration.